Hello and welcome to Right Now Newz. Today we're following the high-profile trial of Sean Diddy Combs, where closing arguments are underway in a Manhattan federal courtroom. Prosecutors have delivered a dramatic summation, painting the hip-hop mogul as a man who committed crime after crime over 2 decades while believing his fame put him above the law. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic stood before the jury and declared, "That stops now. It's time to hold him accountable. It's time for justice. It's time to find the defendant guilty." Combs, 55, was present in court, sitting at the defense table with his head down as the prosecutor spoke. Slavic methodically reviewed evidence from the 7-week trial, which she says proves Combs is guilty of sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and other charges. She reminded jurors of explosive allegations that Combs once kidnapped a staff member, ordered rapper Kid Cudi's car to be firebombed, bribed a hotel guard, and orchestrated brutal crimes. At the heart of this case, those crimes, according to prosecutors, include years of sexual abuse in which Combs forced or coerced women into drug-fueled freak-off sex marathons for his own entertainment. Jurors saw security footage of one incident and heard testimony about how Combs allegedly used violence, intimidation, and the threat of leaked videos to control his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Cassie Ventura and another woman, identified in court under the pseudonym James. Slavic said Combs counted on silence and shame to hide his misconduct, using a small army of employees to facilitate and cover up the abuse. Throughout the prosecution's nearly 5-hour closing argument, Combs mostly remained subdued, occasionally taking notes or shaking his head as particularly damning evidence was recounted. Members of Combs's family were also in attendance, sitting in the packed gallery. At one point during a recess, Combs even turned to his children and flashed a thumbs up, attempting to reassure them. Now, the focus shifts to the defense's turn. Combs's lawyers have consistently maintained his innocence on the sex trafficking and racketeering charges. They acknowledge that Combs was involved in what they characterize as domestic incidents, domestic violence in his personal relationships, but argue that those incidents are not federal crimes and are unrelated to the charges at hand. The defense team will present its closing arguments, likely aiming to cast doubt on the prosecution's case and emphasize any inconsistencies in witness testimonies after weeks of dramatic evidence. They're expected to argue that there was no true criminal conspiracy, suggesting that Combs's employees did not agree to partake in any organized wrongdoing, contrary to the prosecution's RICO, Racketeering Influenced Corrupt Organizations Act, allegations. After the defense concludes, prosecutors will have a chance to offer a rebuttal to address the defense's final points. Judge Arun Subramanian will then give jurors instructions on the law before this case is handed over to the jury. The jurors will be tasked with weighing all the evidence and testimony from this lengthy trial to decide on a verdict. As this trial nears its end, the stakes are incredibly high for Sean Diddy Combs. A guilty verdict on the most serious charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering, could lead to a very lengthy prison sentence. For now, all eyes are on the jury as the legal battle enters its final phase. Right Now Newz will keep you updated with the verdict and any developments in this landmark case. Thank you for watching. Like, share and comment.